Let's welcome in now Muhtar Zahran, a Jordanian-Palestinian politician living right now in exile in London, and he joins us now live from London. Muhtar, thank you for joining us. First of all, what does this new U.S. aid mean, and how will it help?
Well, the U.S. taxpayers' dollars being paid to the Palestinian Authority never make it to the Palestinian public, same as the situation in Jordan. This is U.S. tax money being wasted for corrupt leaders. So it's not going to help the situation. It won't benefit anyone as far as the Palestinian people. And it's not going to help bring peace or even sustain the truce. Besides, it's not going to help the U.S. taxpayers funding this.
Where do you think it'll go?
To the pockets of the leaders and their mansions somewhere in Morocco or Spain, usually.
All right. So we have a ceasefire. What, in the end, did Palestinians gain in this 11-day conflict, Muhtar?
Well, you need to read who's behind it. The Palestinian people are losing, and I can authoritatively confirm neither the Jordanian or Palestinian people, because they're both very connected, like the people of, say, Alabama and Tennessee. That said, or like the people of New Hampshire or Massachusetts. That said, none of the people wanted the war. The people who wanted the war were the leaders, because it's been a very profitable business. They stir some problem. They kill some Israelis. Israelis have to retaliate. Then we have a lot of Palestinian people killed. It's on TV, and there comes the U.S. aid. And it's a process of blackmailing people for money. And in the case of Hamas, it's fully driven by the Muslim Brotherhood, an Islamist terrorist group that actually controls Hamas. It's been a very good cycle for them, by the way.
Right. I'm curious, when we watch the headlines and you hear what's going on there, you hear that this 11-day conflict between Israel and Hamas, there's a ceasefire. Does Hamas represent Palestinians? And if not, who does?
Hamas does not represent the Palestinians, because neither Hamas or Abbas, the so-called Palestinian president, neither would dare hold elections. Most Palestinian people would love to live in peace. Evidence of that is 500,000 Palestinians crossing the borders every single day, working in Israel, not causing problems. The Palestinian people are leaderless at the moment. I would keep my eye on Jordan. This is why Secretary Blinken is in Jordan today. Jordan is very connected to this. We don't know what's going to happen in Jordan. It's in turmoil, but a change in Jordan could definitely bring the surfacing of a new kind of Palestinian leadership.
You're advocating for a settlement with Israel, and it involves Jordan. What is your solution?
Basically, we need to look at history. History states that according to the League of Nations, which was before the United Nations, the state of Palestine included all of today's Israel and all of today's Jordan. What we have in Jordan is 78% of Palestine. The people are the same bloodline, same last names, very similar people. The only thing that's still insistent, it's not actually a part of the Arab Palestinian state, is the leadership in Jordan, the so-called King of Jordan.
Right.
I'm not advocating that the U.S. should ever intervene or interfere in this, but as we witness change on the ground, if and when the situation in Jordan changes, suddenly we might have a Jordanian or Palestinian heritage lead in the country, and suddenly we would have a Palestinian state all of a sudden.
In Jordan. How practical is that, though, Muhtar? I'm guessing that wouldn't go over well at the palace in Amman.
The palace doesn't control the country anymore. This is one of the biggest problems. Unfortunately, the country now is in turmoil, and the king doesn't seem to be controlling the streets or controlling either the army or the intelligence. It's, again, one of the best kept secrets, and it's one of the biggest reasons behind Blinken's visit today. Jordan is in trouble, and I would keep an eye on it. Let's hope it's for the best. Thousands of U.S. troops are in Jordan. Turmoil in Jordan is not good for anyone, and it's all connected to the interest of Israel and also the Palestinians.
Interesting insight from Muhtar Zahran, Secretary General of the Jordanian Coalition. Muhtar, thank you for your time, and thanks for staying up for us late in London tonight. Take care.